Hello dear children, welcome to the maths class. Now last day we have seen about the linear pair axiom and vertically opposite angles theorem, and then we have seen its application. We have done so many questions related to that. Now today we will be learning something related to lines. Okay. Now this concept already you have learned in class 7. What is meant by a transversal? What is a transversal? In class 7 we have already learned, when we have learned about lines, there we have learned what is a transversal. So just think, what is a transversal? A transversal is a line which intersects two or more lines at distinct points. See, suppose you are having, say, two lines like this. Say this is line L and this is line M. The line L and M. Now if you have another line, say T, this line T is intersecting the lines L at a point, say particular point. Also it is intersecting the line M at another point. Both these points are not the same. So this line T, which is intersecting two or more, any number of lines can be there, at distinct means separate individual points. That's not the same for all lines. This line T is not intersecting L and M at the same point, at distinct points. Then such a line we call it as a transversal. What is it called as? Transversal. So a transversal is a line which intersects two or more lines at distinct points. Now also we have learned about parallel and intersecting lines. Now what are parallel lines? Lines which never meet. And intersecting lines are lines which is having one point common. So these concepts you will keep in mind about parallel lines and the transversal. This should be there in your mind for learning the next concepts. Now before going into that, let us see how many angles are formed when a transversal intersects two lines. So you have two lines here, say the line L and the line M, intersected by the transversal T. So L and M intersected by the transversal T. Now let us see how many angles are formed if this is the case. See, this is one angle, 2, 3 and 4. So with the first line, this transversal makes 4 angles. Same way, with the second line also, the transversal will be making 4 more angles. So 5, 6, 7 and 8. So total 8 angles are formed when two lines are intersected by a transversal. Now let us see what are these angles named as. Specific names are given for these angles. Some of the angles are paired angles. That is, you get a pair. Some are individual angles. So let us see that what are the names of the different angles that are formed when a transversal intersects two lines. Now look at angle 1, 4, 6 and 7. Angle 1, angle 4, angle 6 and angle 7. Where are these angles placed? These angles are placed outside the two lines L and M. Outside, they are formed outside the two lines. Hence, these 4 angles are called exterior angles. What are they called? Exterior. Exterior means outside. So they are called as exterior angles. Now suppose you take the angles 3, 2, 8 and 5. Angle 3, angle 2, angle 8 and angle 5. Where are they placed? They are placed inside the lines L and M. So they are called as, if the ones placed outside are called as exterior, the ones which will be placed inside will be called as interior angles. So they are the interior angles. So we have got 4 exterior angles and 4 interior angles. Now we will be learning about angle pairs. There are different angle pairs also. Now look at angle 4 and angle 8. 4 and angle 8. Where are these angles placed with respect to the transversal? With respect to the transversal, 4 and 8 are placed on the same side of the transversal. See, 4 here, 8 here. Is 4 here and 8 this side? No. Both these 4 and 8 are placed on the same side of the transversal. Now, other than that, something more is there common for this 4 and 8, angle 4 and angle 8. What is that? Both these angles are placed on top of the lines L and M. Top of the lines L and M. Can't you see? See, 4 is coming on top of L, 8 is coming on top of M. So, 2 things are common here for angle 4 and 8. One is that both of them are placed on the same side of the transversal. Second thing, both are placed above the given lines. So, such pair of angles which corresponds to one another. Corresponds to one another means whatever happens for this, the same condition is happening for this also. That is one-to-one correspondence. Such angle pair we call it as corresponding angles. So, angle 4 and angle 8 is one such pair of corresponding angles. Why do you call them as corresponding angles? Because there is one-to-one correspondence between the 2 angles. Both of them are placed on the same side of the transversal. Both of them are placed above the lines under consideration. In the same way, you look at angles 1 and 5. They are also placed on the same side of the transversal. Which side? The right side of the transversal. How are they placed with respect to the lines? Above the lines. So, there is also one-to-one correspondence. So, angle 1 and angle 5 also form a pair of corresponding angles. Now, look at angle 3 and angle 7. They are on the same side, left hand side of the transversal. Both this 3 and 7 are placed where? Below the lines. 3 and 7. So, there also there is a one-to-one correspondence. So, angle 3 and angle 7 also form a pair of corresponding angles. Same way, look at angle 2 and angle 6. Both of them are placed on the right hand side of the transversal and both are placed below the lines. So, angle 2 and angle 6 also form a pair of corresponding angles. So, when a transversal intersects 2 lines, 4 exterior angles are formed, 4 interior angles are formed, 4 pairs of corresponding angles are formed. 4 pairs. Now, these are all paired angles. So, 4 pairs of corresponding angles are formed. Now, next set of angles. Look at angle 3 and 5. 3 and 5. Where are they placed with respect to the transversal? Are they both placed on the same side of the transversal? No. They are placed opposite to the transversal. And how is the positioning with respect to the lines, these angles? Both these angles are coming inside the lines, that is interior angles. So, 3 and 5 are, one thing is they are interior angles. Second condition is they are on either side of the transversal, or not, side means not like this. They are opposite. They are placed opposite side of the transversal. So, angle 3 and angle 5 form a pair of angles called as alternate interior angles or interior opposite angles. Both are correct. Alternate interior angles. So, angle 3 and angle 5 form alternate interior angles or interior opposite angles. Both are correct. The same way you look at angles 2 and 8. 2 and 8 are placed where? With respect to the transversal opposite side. And how are they placed with respect to the lines? Inside the lines. So they form a pair of alternate interior angles. So one more pair we are getting, angle 2 and angle 8. That also forms a pair of alternate interior angles. So how many pairs of alternate interior angles are formed? 2 pairs of alternate interior angles are formed. Now next, one more set is there. That is, you look at the angles 3 and 8. Where are they placed? They are placed inside the lines L and M. They are on the same side of the transversal. Same side, both of them are inside also. Such pair we call them as co-interior angles. What are they called? Co-interior. Co means going together. Both of them are inside, same side of transversal. Co-interior. So angle 3 and angle 8 form a pair of co-interior angles. Co-interior angles. Same thing, look at 2 and 5. They are also on the same side of the transversal. Both of them are inside the lines L and M. So 2 and 5 also form a pair of co-interior angles. So these are the types of angles formed when a transversal intersects two lines. Which are the angles formed? You have four exterior angles, 4 interior angles, 4 pairs of corresponding angles, 2 pairs of alternate interior angles and 2 pairs of co-interior angles. So hope you have understood this. Now as I told you, you have learned about parallel lines and intersecting lines. Now there is a relation between parallel lines when they are cut by a transversal. Some relation is there between these parallel lines and transversal. So there are certain axioms and theorems based on when two parallel lines are cut by a transversal. So we will be learning those theorems and axioms now.